political organizer passionate about using technology for civic engagement. Pardon me. She co-founded Semaphore. Am I pronouncing that right? Yep. Amazing. Semaphore Campaigns, a cooperative that designs and runs digital campaigns for organizations such as SEIU Healthcare, TEDx The Annex Women, Act on Climate Rally, Open Streets Toronto, and Women in Toronto Politics. Lisa's work with the social good sector has focused on helping clients create digital capacity to build movements both online and on the ground. Thank you so much for joining us, Lisa.
Thank you very much, and thank you for having me speak here today. It's a wonderful event that you've put on. So over the last 10 years of my life, I've had the opportunity to work on some really kick-ass digital campaigns and using technology to organize around social justice issues, from education, municipal and federal politics, labor activism, and environmental activism. I helped organize the digital campaign for the largest climate action rally in Canadian history last year. So I like to think I've done some really great work that I'm really passionate about. But today I want to talk to you about one project in particular, and that's Women in Toronto Politics and our landmark project, the Position Primer. Witopoly was born from a hashtag. For anyone who's interested in Toronto politics and takes to social media, you've probably followed the TOPoly hashtag. And it's a place where people come together and talk about municipal issues and city politics. And one thing we were noticing a couple of years ago is that these discussions really weren't including women's issues, and they weren't including a gendered analysis about city issues and municipal politics and gender. So we created the Witopoly hashtag as a way to interrupt that conversation and create space to talk about women's issues on a municipal level. And more people started using it, and under the guidance of some really amazing grassroots organizers, we started this group, Women in Toronto Politics, to spark discussion in the broader public discourse about city issues, gender, and municipal politics. We started a Twitter account that's now run by 20-some-odd young feminist activists. We host Twitter chats. This is a poster of a Twitter chat that we hosted, hashtag the city I want. We organized on the ground to create space to talk about feminism and municipal politics. And we even go to city council on the floors and live tweet from the floors of city council talking about women's issues. In the spring of 2014, we were months away from a huge mayoral election, as I'm sure a lot of you know. It was getting a lot of attention in the media, and it was getting a lot of voter attention. And the problem was, people weren't focusing on local candidates' races and local city councilors. And when you go vote for mayor, you're also voting for your city councilor, and there are 44 city councilors across the city of Toronto who guide the decision-making of the city, and also serve as your local representatives and your voice in City Hall. So Women in Toronto Politics embarked on a mission to get every candidate across every ward to write 100 words on 10 key issues and create a website, because we're a grassroots group. Create a website where you could go and build a one-stop online resource for voters to learn about their local candidates. So it was a website where you can go, called the Position Primer. Yeah! It's a website, it's really awesome. It's a website where you could go and type in your postal code, and you would get a list of your candidates in your ward and where they stood on 10 key issues, from infrastructure to affordable housing to poverty, taxation, employment. And it was a huge group effort. When I work with nonprofits and I work with community activist groups who are trying to use technology to create community and create social change, it is a huge group effort, and we are scrappy and we're grassroots, and we had to be super resourceful. And we crowdfunded $9,000 to pay for the technology around building the website and putting on the video and some of the costs around the organizing. And we sent hundreds of emails, just to give you some perspective. 44 counselors, some wards had 20 candidates. So we collected survey responses from over 450 local candidates running in the municipal election. We made dozens of phone calls collecting survey answers, and we also turned to social media for some unique persuasion techniques. This is we use this a number of times. This is a map of the city of Toronto and the 44 wards in which incumbents had filled out the position primer. Yeah, it was quite effective. And it was an amazing experience as a grassroots organization that came together to put on what we saw as a really important tool for voters to engage voters in the municipal election. And one of the ways that I found a lot of meaning in this project was that I was helping on a municipal election, and I was going door to door knocking my candidate in the upcoming election, and most of the time you hear, I haven't thought about it, or I don't know who's running, I don't know where they stand on the issues. And it was in that experience that I realized we had not only just created a resource to learn about candidates, because obviously, like, my response when I would talk to people who had heard about the position primer was like, that's amazing, like, I made it, I was part of it with Witopoly, like, go check out Witopoly or this grassroots group, like, learn more. And what I realized in these discussions with people that I had at the door was that we were also creating a community. And we are creating and building a community that our users had access to. And more people were getting involved in Witopoly and in municipal politics and in feminist activism in Toronto through this position primer website. And that was really exciting because it was a new way to engage people in the political process, especially young people, especially young women in the political process. And we were making politics fun, and we were making politics not this thing that was far away, that you had to go research and then go vote, but we were making politics part of community organizing. And that's what I hope you take away from this. Thank you.